I am a perfectionist, and there's a lot of people out there that are too perfectionists, and you can see them with having obsessive disorders. You could probably see it in, I think it's called, I won't even remember the illness, the label, that the medical diagnosis of doing something so perfectly. You know, you have to have everything in its place, and every aspect of your life has to be perfect. Part of the downside with being a perfectionist is you will never ever do anything that you don't think you're perfect at it. So you'll do only the things that you're used to, that you have a habit of doing, because you know what to expect, you know how to respond, you know how to create within the realm of having everything as it was in the past. You can only do something that you know that there's a clear pattern to it in something that you've experienced in your past over and over and over again. So, everybody that wants to have things perfect are only perfect according to our past experiences. You don't know when there's another good idea that is more perfect for you unless you come outside of the perfect that you know. Um, it's kind of not perfect to have a relationship with somebody that one person doesn't have to have everything so perfect. They kind of like the idea of relax, take it easy, as long as things are functional and, we can move around and things are clean and tidy and productive, life is good. Life should be more focused on how much fun we have, and where another spouse may be so obsessively everything has to be done a certain way. If it's not done a certain way, all hell will break loose. Like, the world will crash unless the salt and pepper shaker are right beside each other. Or your clothes have to be, hung perfectly in a closet, or every minute of your day has to be filled with somebody else's schedule, because that's how you get things done. Um, they can drive you insane getting the two to match. And one thing that kind of slapped me across the face was being a perfectionist, recognizing it years and years and years and years ago, and seeing the downsides of being a perfectionist, because generally a perfectionist won't try something new. Generally a perfectionist won't go outside their box and um, explore other options, explore other opportunities, explore other points of views and perspective besides the one that you could be totally addicted to. So I set out to be not perfect and find and explore what's good about not being perfect. And all of a sudden, you're able to try new things. You may suck at it, you may fail at it. Then I learned that everybody that's successful doesn't give a shit about failing. They will keep trying and keep trying and keep trying until they do get successful. And yeah, success is just a numbers game. You can try something 100 times and fail at it 99, but that 100th time you're going to get successful. It is only a matter of time before you can be successful at something, and how much you're willing to put into something that will end up leading up to the point of success. I mean, if it'll take like 3,000 lifetimes to get at it, it's like questionable, like, but um, I think our dreams can only be found if we can embrace imperfection. Because while we look for everything to appear perfectly as you conceive it to be, you won't see something bigger and better. And that's how things are always attracted, is bigger and better. So um, it pays not to be a perfectionist. If you have this illness, then try working really hard at being as imperfect as possible. Try to be perfect at being imperfect. Wrap your brain around that one. Try and make your world not perfect, because that is where you're going to find your true happiness. That's where you find magic in life. That's where you can explore in your right brain and find the beauty in something completely different. And then when your brain gets out of your own box, then you can see the perfection of something completely different. And having an argument about just who and what somebody thinks is perfect is kind of insane, because as soon as you decide something's perfect, somebody else is going to be there saying that ain't so perfect. It's just perfect for the way you know it to be. That's not saying that within a family dynamics there might be some good ideas. I definitely had set patterns to, we need to do things this way, but trying to get out of the box of being perfect, I was always open to the suggestion to, here's my idea, how does everybody else feel about it? Well, everybody else didn't quite agree with my way of doing things. Things kind of fell apart because nobody really was on the right page and making anything work. Um, but that is the key, is to have some good ideas and put them out there. Believe in yourself, but don't look for perfection in whatever it is that you create. Have the vision enough to describe it, but let it sway and go in different directions. There's always going to be new information that comes at you when you're outside of that box doing something imperfect. And that imperfect path is the perfect path. So if you are a perfectionist, it is a massive, massive talent. You have more over most other humans, but the only time your skill really comes into play is when you are perfect at being imperfect. When you get that down pat, you got powers like nobody else on this planet. Things will come to you pretty amazingly. Peace out.